guys? Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again for the second time today. Hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves. Well, we have received earlier some of the best news that we've had in the last 4-5 years. So, as you can see, and I'm sure all of you know already, Ripple and the SEC, let me just read it in Brad's words. Ripple is dropping our cross appeal, and the SEC is expected to drop their appeal. As they previously said, we're closing this chapter once and for all and focusing on what's important, building the internet of value. Lock in. So that's just amazing. It's crazy, making that video earlier today. And I'm serious, like probably 20 minutes after I posted it, I got this and I was headed to the gym. So I was like, should I go back and make the video or should I? But I had to go ahead and get my gym in. So, hey, the health is important. Remember what I said, the health is important. So yeah, guys, this is it now. Of course, we did see a little bit of a bump, but again, I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving any advice or anything like that. This is just entertainment purposes. However, guys, I think we're not going to see anything happen until after the holiday. Now, could it happen this coming week? Very possible. And I'll be honest with you, if I had to kind of explain what I think is how this is going to play out. We're going into the weekend. Today's Friday. Of course, nothing much is going to happen this weekend. Possibly, a little bit of action, maybe, but not thinking so. Monday comes around. We could see a little bit of something, sometime this week. If we do, I just don't think it's going to be significant. I don't think we're going to see anything major until after the weekend of the 4th because, pretty much with the 4th being on Friday, that means people are going to start checking out on Thursday, right? This would be just logistically, it would be a very bad week to get something started. It just wouldn't be great. Now, again, it could still happen. We could still see some major stuff happen. I just don't think that would be the best time because there would be, that's a pretty big interruption, like essentially 4 days. 4 days of interruption here. I just don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Monday is when we're really going to see the major moves. And then, from there on out up until and maybe a little bit past the cutting that will eventually happen from the Fed. But that's that's the way I'm seeing it. Again, I could be wrong. Very, very wrong. But we'll see. Either way, waiting another week is not going to hurt anyone. I think personally it would be just the best thing for things to really get started that following Monday after the 4th. So, yeah, again, like I said, we'll see what will happen. We'll see how it plays out. But all in all, this was probably one of the biggest things that we were looking for to come to an end. This case. Gosh, it's especially good for me. I went through a lot. I've been through a lot since this case was filed. Man, I tell you, I can't even. A lot of it I can't even talk about. But it just is. It's something that it's a long time coming. I'll say that. So congratulations to all of you guys. Congratulations to the Ripple team. And, even to the SEC. We know that it's not the Gary Gensler's SEC. So, hey, not mad at it. And they even worked everything out themselves. It looks like Ripple is only having to pay $50 million. And guys, I was earlier today. Actually, when I was at the gym, I was talking to a guy, in my neighborhood here. We have a gym in our neighborhood, so he's also into crypto, and he's an IT, like me. Um, so I was explaining to him how, I was kind of explaining all this to him, and just the fact that how important this actually is. This is going to open up so much, like with the tokenization, with everything that XRP or Ripple rather is planning to do. Um, Man, it just is a huge hurdle that we needed to get over, um, and also the fact that uh, with the crypto market, he mentioned something about why there's such a difference with. Well, no, he mentioned the fact that the thing that he didn't like about crypto is that um, the wild swings in price, and then the fact that you'll have well, he said he doesn't like the fact that everything goes up at the same time and everything comes down at the same time. And I told him, I said, actually, that's a good thing because the it just take the meme coin, sector for example. You have some coins that you might have one that just pops off, and then you'll have another one that pops off, and others just kind of sit stagnant. If the overall market was like that, man, nobody. I mean, it would be hard to make money. It would be really really hard to do anything. And I was also telling them the main reason why the crypto market isn't like the stock market, because the stock market is so much more stable, is because there's so many products that are tied to the stock market. You got your 401ks, you got your IRAs, you got so many different things where uh, money goes in and it doesn't come out, right? That's the whole point. Like with CDs, IRAs, all of that. Like the whole point is to keep your money in. They invest it, and what it does, it provides stability for the market. Yeah, there's some slight volatility, but it's obviously nothing like crypto. And the reason why crypto is the way it is because those products don't really exist. They're coming into existence, but people can, you can put a lot of money in, you can take a whole lot of money out. Just like, when things really start getting going, you got all this retail money coming in. They're throwing their money in as the market gets higher and higher, and they're just inflating it. And then the people that got in earlier, they sell. So once that price starts to come down, and the retail that came in late, they start to get panic and get scared. They start pulling their money out, and the whole point is that there's so much money coming, going in and out, and there's nothing there to really keep anything in there to keep it, keep everything afloat. It just causes all of these wild swings, like a 90%, a drop in most of the coins when we're in the bear market. However, now with the idea that we'll have this perpetual up, now I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but if you look at the products that are being made available, and then the fact that we're going to this whole tokenizing everything, and different product. I mean, the ETFs, all these different things that are coming into crypto now. Um, it's I don't think. Well, I'm going to say this. I think it may be possible that we don't see these wild swings that we've been seeing in the past. I think uh, crypto is coming into its maturity. So we'll see how it goes. As I mentioned, I'm gonna try to sell as little XRP as I can. Be honest with you, I have a feeling we're gonna see some pretty major stuff. That's just what I'm thinking. Again, I could be wrong, but I think the market is changing. I mean, it's kind of hard to miss it. I mean, it's things are changing. This is I think this is the where we start to see real adoption for the crypto market, and especially if we start seeing these, the tokenization of pretty much everything. I mean, just imagine you have a say a neighborhood or housing development or a high-rise apartment, whatever the case may be, and you're offered the ability to be able to buy shares or buy a token that's associated with it. And say if they start out with, we'll just say $1 million, and once it gets to, once they build it and it's all sold out and whatnot, and now the project is worth 200-300 million. Just imagine what your say $10,000 would be worth. I mean, this will change everything, and people will be much less likely to just willy-nilly pull their money out, drop it in other places. I mean, it's still going to happen in certain instances, but the Bitcoin and some of the ones with the ETFs and all of that, that's really going to keep the market a lot more stable. So anyway, I don't want to get too much in the weeds with that. Again, the main thing is this case is, right there at being done. And I think the SEC is going to provide its side of the argument, or rather the pullout, or the whatever the case, however you want to term it. They're going to provide their side of the information probably closer to next weekend, I think, sometime next week maybe. So we'll be right on time for things to happen after the 4th of July. So anyway, guys, that's my take on it. I hope this was interesting, and I hope you guys are having a great day. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. I would really appreciate it. Like this video and make sure you hit that post notification button. Until next time, this has been Mr. Freecoiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.